This is gonna seem weird, but I promise y'all I know what I'm doing. It's gonna seem weird, but I know what I'm doing, okay? I'm old, I know what I'm doing, all right? So put your age in there. Now what I want you to put down is how old you wanna be when you leave this earth. Now here's I don't care what religion, what politics, one thing we all know, we ain't gonna be here forever. There's one thing I can guarantee y'all, you won't be living like, you won't be here 150 years from now. I can guarantee you that. You won't be 150, you won't be here. So the real question is, how old are you? And then how long you want to be on this earth, right? Because here's why this is why this is important. Because if you know you're not gonna be here forever, then you're gonna treat how long you're gonna be here differently. So what happens sometimes when you're young, you think you're gonna be young forever. I feel you, I used to be there. I woke up this morning, I was 51 years old. I was like, man, I'm 51. My grandma, I went to go see my grandma, she's 91. I was like, man, I remember my grandma was in her 40s. My grandma 91. Now listen to me very closely. I'm not the don't say no to drugs dude, right? You make whatever decisions you want. You do whatever you want to do. I'm here to tell you though, that you're not gonna live forever. And so you have to decide then, if you're not gonna be here forever, what are your 20s gonna look like? What are your 30s gonna look like? What are your 40s gonna look like? Now, I'm from Chicago originally, grew up in Detroit. 90% of my boys are not living the way I'm living. They ain't no different than me. As a matter of fact, Bob should doggone be speaking to y'all right now, not me. Bob was the one that got me off the streets of Detroit. I was homeless, like for real, for real. I love rappers because rappers be in the studio doing that stuff. I love it, like making up stuff. I was homeless, like in abandoned buildings homeless. Eating out of trash cans homeless. Bob took me off the streets, brought me to church. I gave my life to Christ. That pastor helped me to get my GED. Then they sent me to college. Took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree because I played in school. I was in college, couldn't hardly read or write. But Bob should be here right now. But Bob is not here because me and Bob at 20, we started making different decisions. So here's what I want to tell you. I don't care what you say you want to be, what you want to do. And here's the crazy part about y'all age. Man, I'm so proud of y'all, like y'all the 1%ers. But the crazy part about it is, just because you got here don't mean your 30's gonna look like this. And your 40's gonna look like this. And your 50. I mean, I wish if you played in the NFL, I wish that whatever your best day was, your best year was, you could just like capture that and that'd be the rest of your life. But unfortunately, a lot of dudes made a lot of money who broke. Now I'm gonna just say MC Hammer, because that's my dude. $30 million wasted in. How you lose 30 mil in 1 year? Easy. You got the same mentality, like you hanging out with your homies and you trying to do right by your homies, but your homies eating up stuff, doing stuff, and now you broke and now you can't. Here's the crazy part about it. Most of the people who lost 30 million in 1 year, you don't get another year to make another 30 mil. Like, bro, wouldn't it be sweet if you had 30 and you wasted it and then you get a second shot and you get another 30? But for most people, that won't happen. So I'm not here to tell you anything but this. What do you want your life to look like? And many of you probably never even thought about it, but the cool thing about it, you got a phenomenal start, right? So I'm gonna walk through these slides real quick. I'm geeked, right? I'm geeked, why? Because I speak for a living. I'm geeked, y'all, I speak for a living. So what does that mean? This don't get old. I got something that I could, if I die at 70, I can continue to do this. At 80, I can continue to do this. The problem with football, you can't do this at 50. You can't play this game at 50. I don't care how sweet you are. The best of the best, I felt like, the best of the best was MJ. And MJ had to retire. And as a matter of fact, when MJ was with the Wizards, he didn't look like the bull MJ. He was just doing that because he was trying to own the team so he could make some money in basketball. So I'm telling you, this ain't forever. And when you're doing something that don't last forever, you got to treat it differently. This don't last for 20. This don't last for 30. This might not even last for 10 for some of you. So you gotta take full advantage of every single Sunday. And you only get 16. Oh, I'm sorry, they added one. I apologize. I'm old school, like Billy Sims, old school. We're 16. So write down right now for me real quick. And maybe you're not gonna answer this right now, but what do I wanna be doing in my 30s, my 40s, my 50s, my 60s? And what you do today, every day when you walk in this joint, what you do today is gonna determine how you live at 30, at 40, at 50, at 60, and y'all got a head start, man. Whew. My mom had to work at Ford. She got pregnant with me at 17 years old. Mom had to work at Ford for 30 years. And she probably ain't make what some of y'all gonna make in 2 or 3 years in 30 years. So I'm proud of you. Whatever you had to do in high school, whatever you had to do in college, you did what you had to do and you got to this level. All I'm asking you is set the standard. Set the standard, right? Set the standard. I'm not, listen to me. You a grown man. I would dare tell you to set the standard, but set one though. Set a standard. Jamal, we just left from Dubai. They said, man, if you haven't been there, go. They set the standard, y'all. Like any place, let me tell you what I hate about Dubai. This is my second chance going. What I hate about Dubai is coming back to America. You go to Dubai and you come to the Four Seasons, garbage. The Four Seasons look like a doggone Holiday Inn Express. They got the 6 tallest buildings there. Everything they do, like they pick you up in the 740. The taxi cab driver is picking you up in the 745 Li. That's like over there, like the Lamborghini. My boy was like, he from Detroit. My boy was like, I wanna drive in a Lamborghini. My boy that brought me was like, what do you mean by that? He's like, I want to rent one. He said, you ain't got to rent one. I got one outside. He said, but then I want the Ferrari. He said, well, my wife got that one. I'll go pick that one up and bring it back for you so you can drive that one around. My boy from the D, like he driving around in Lamborghini, he can't believe it. He on the island. The standard over there, everything is big. The Louis over there will eat up all of it. It's unbelievable. One dude went over there and built the tallest building, and then now that was the standard. What's your standard? I don't care what it is, but what is your standard? I got some standards. I've been waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and praying to God since I was 19 years old. That's a non-negotiable. Every morning at 3, I'm up. I'm the best in the world as a speaker, not because I'm the best, but I'm the best because every day I put God first. That's my standard. I don't care if I'm in Dubai, 3 o'clock. I don't care if I'm in Cali, 3 o'clock. I don't care if I'm down south, 3 o'clock. That's my standard. I've been married 31 years. I've only had sex with one woman my entire life. That's my standard. I'm not telling nobody else to do that, but my old dude wasn't in my life because he was running around having sex with everybody. I got siblings I don't even know. I just met my niece for the first time. She's 24 years old. So I'm like, I'm not doing what my dad did. My dad a high school dropout. I went and got my GED, then I got my 4-year degree, then I got my master's degree, then I got my PhD. And I ain't smart, but I set a standard so when my kids came in this world, they mama got a master's, they daddy got a PhD, they at least got to finish high school. I set a standard. Multi-millionaire as a speaker from the bottom up. I set a standard. I'm telling you, set a standard. Set a standard. You can't be no champion if you don't have a standard. And let me tell you something. The men who set a standard are always the ones who are champions. Set a standard, bro. I ain't never smoked a day in my life. All my boys smoke weed. That's my boys. I love them to life. I ain't tripping that they smoke. I just set a standard. My daddy was strung out on crack for 14 years. My uncles died of cirrhosis of the liver. I'm good on alcohol. I'm good on drugs. Why? It don't look like my family know how to handle it. I ain't mad at my boy Bob. He seemed like he know how to do it and get him to go to work. He went to school. He's smoking weed on his way to school. Still doing good on tests. But I had to set a personal standard that we're not doing that. Somebody hit me the other day. E, what you think about weed? Oh, why you asking what I think about E, what you think about? I said, listen to me, bro. I got a standard. He said, E, what's wrong? I love it, young boy. He about 21. E, what's wrong with? E, what's wrong with? E, what's wrong with? I said, bruh, I'm trying to be the next Martin Luther King. When you get to this level, you don't ask what's wrong with. You ask what's right with. I'm a champion. We as a champion, we ain't trying to cut corners. We ain't trying to see how much we can do and still be successful. I got a standard. I want to be the best. And I love Steph Curry. Steph said, making shots in workouts is no longer good enough. Put this down, finish. Write that down, type that to yourself, execute. Put that down, finish, execute. Let me tell you something, they treat people differently who execute. Nobody care what you're doing in practice. They don't got nothing to do with nothing. That don't count. Now, it don't count what you're doing in practice. It don't count. It don't count what you do first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. The most important quarter is the one you like where you won. Write that down. Finish. Effort is not good enough. Ain't nobody paying you for effort. You don't get paid for effort. You don't get paid for trying. Me and my wife went to Dubai because I execute. for free. I put up videos every single day. Ain't nobody paying me for the stuff I put up since 2006. I just put it up so when you wake up, you got something. And then in the afternoon, I give you something. And then when you drive it home, I give you something because you got to go back to your family. I want you to be pumped up when you go to your family. And guess what happened? You reap what you sow. We on our way to Dubai. My man said, we all was in Emirates, but you saw more was like a cap. I didn't know what it was. It was like a capsule me and my wife was in. They paid $30,000 for us airplane seats. I was scared. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go over here. My man paid 30 grand for the seats. I mean, he might be looking for me to come. I don't know what he looking for me to come over here and do. Got to the hotel executive. My wife said to me, do me a huge favor. She said, this man has spent almost $150,000 for you to come over here. I want to come back. When you get up there and speak, it better be the best speech you ever done in your life. Execute. My wife was like, execute. Like, I want to come back to Dubai. Whatever you said to make that man bring you over here, you say that and 3 times better. I want to come back. But this time I come back, I want my kids to come with me. I said, well, you going to put them in first class? She said, nope, they're going to be behind us. I said, well, that's 60 grand. She said, go speak like it. So do me a favor, set the standard. Steph Curry was one of the best of the best. His standard is making shots in workouts is no longer enough. Watch this. Set the standard, then raise the standard, then uphold the standard every single day. Now, some of you like, that's too much. Well, you're not going to be a champion. You're going up against other champions? You think you're going to get 50%? You think you're going to give 70%? You think you're going to give 80? I watch y'all. Y'all good, but you need to be great in this league too. You're real good at what you do, but some of you don't finish. You look good in the first. You look good in the second. But the fourth with the last 3 minutes, I can tell with the last 3. Listen to me. The real beast is the last 4 minutes. The real beast is when their legs give out. The real beast when they tired. The real beast find a way to pull something out when nobody else ain't got nothing. Good. So number 1, listen to me. Don't write this down. It's not a principle. Listen quickly. I'll give you the first principle. Number 1, this is not the principle. It's going to be a dog fight. I would love to tell you that on the road to success, everything is going to work out. It's not. It's going to be a dog fight. It's going to be a dog fight. For those of you watching my videos, on the road to success, I lost 5 aunts to cancer. It's a dog fight. In the midst of my business, I lost aunts. I had to go to funerals. We had to get on a plane. We had to drive. We had aunts that are close to my age who died, who didn't have insurance. We had to raise money, a dog fight. I had cousins shot in stores, execution style, shot back of the head twice. It's a dog fight. Like, you don't see that on YouTube. You don't see that on my TGI. It's a dog fight. My wife, 3 years ago, 7 legions found on her brain. It's a dog fight. It hadn't been easy. It's a dog fight. The road hadn't been success. Like, it's just a paved road, and like E.T. go this way. It's been rough. It's been crooked. It's been hard. But I've made up in my mind that I will get a reward for the pain that I go through. I will not stop in the middle of the process. I will not be defeated. I will not be destroyed. I will take everything that happens in my life and I will allow the pain to push me to greatness. You will not break me. You will not stop me. You will not defeat me. The only way I lose is if I quit. It's going to be a dog fight. And so if you're ready to quit, then don't get started. If you're ready to quit, don't get started. If you're looking for this easy path, don't get started. If you think they're not going to close the door on you and say no 1,000,000 times, don't get started. But every time they close the door, I just get excited. Why? Because I am not a no. I'm 1 yes away. I'm young, I'm 1 yes away. You can't keep telling me no forever. You can't keep denying me forever. This type of energy, this type of passion, you can't stop it. You can contain it for a while, but you cannot stop. This is life. And you can't defeat me. There is not. You don't have enough power. You don't have enough energy. You don't have enough strength to stop this. Contain it for a year, you might. 2 years, you might. You do not have hate, does not have enough energy to destroy love. You cannot destroy this. And so I'm telling you today, it's going to be a dogfight. And the sooner you realize it's going to be a dogfight. Okay, so let me just say this to you. So in America, right, and I'm sure it's the same thing here, but they're in our armed forces. Let's just pick one, the Navy, for instance. We just pick the Navy, right? Well, let me tell you guys, this is good. Listen to me very closely. The first thing they teach you, somebody over here, help me out. You are in the Navy, right? They're teaching you war. Right? What's the first thing they teach you? Boot camp, the very first, somebody tell me over here, just take a wild guess. What's the first thing they teach soldiers? Courage. Good, courage, okay. This side, discipline. So give me something practical. What's the first practical thing that they would teach you? Say it again. Defending yourself, somebody over here. How to swim, listen to me very closely. The first thing they teach you, the very first thing they teach you, is how to respond when you have a jam gun. And number 2, how to carry a dead body. That's the first thing they teach you. They don't teach you how to defend yourself. They don't teach you how to swim. The first thing they teach you is when your gun is jammed. The first thing they teach you is a dead body, how to carry a dead body. And somebody tell me, why would they start you there? That's the worst case scenario. That's what you're not prepared for. That's what you're not thinking. You're not thinking when you go out there to defend yourself that your gun is gonna jam. You're not thinking when you go out there that your boy gonna get killed and you gotta drag. You're not thinking that. So listen to me. It's not hardships that hurt us. It's not my cousin getting shot twice. It's not my cousin spending 50 years in jail. It's not my aunt dying of cancer. It's not my wife being diagnosed with 7 lesions on her brain that will break you. What will break most people is you didn't prepare for that. So when you put all your little goals and all your little dreams together, it's not the thing that broke you. It was you never even thought about the fact that you could be broken. You never prepared. You never prepared for worst case scenario. And the reason why ET is standing here, because I'm prepared for it. If you know anything about me, I still lay on floors. I still eat chips off the floor. I still do some stuff that to most people is crazy, like E.T., why would you do that? Because I'm always prepared that we may not live in that house one day. One day something might happen and we might have to go back to that. And if I have to go back to that, it's not gonna break me. And so I present to you a diamond. Most women love them. And most men spend a lot of money on them. I'm gonna say it again. Most women love them. And most guys have to work a long time to be able to get a nice one. The thing we covet the most, and for a diamond to be produced, it must first go through extreme heat. Extreme heat. Extreme pressure. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? For a diamond to be produced, it has to go through extreme pressure, extreme heat. And if that wasn't enough, what makes a diamond is the cut. So you are put through, if you want to be a diamond, you must go through extreme pressure. If you can't take pressure, then you're not a diamond. After you go through all the pressure you thought you could not handle and you think it's over, then they turn on the heat. Of all the stuff I've gone through in my life, eating out of trash cans, sleeping in abandoned buildings. The worst thing that ever happened is when I went to the hospital and they told me my wife had a chronic illness and she might not be able to walk one day. People say, E.T., ask CJ, it never broke me. Why? Because I've been broken so much. I've been defeated so much. I've been disappointed so much in my life that I know what it feels like and I can handle it. It didn't happen to me at 19. It didn't happen to me at 20. It didn't happen to me at 30. It happened to me at 40 after I had been through all the pressure I thought I could go through. Life said, you finished with all the pressure? I said, yeah. They said, let's bring on the heat. And then when I went through the pressure and the heat, y'all, I thought it was over. The Creator said, now you ready to get cut? You say you wanted to be great, son. You say you wanted to travel the world. You say you wanted to help people, inspire people. Then you gotta be a diamond. But listen to me very closely if you've ever studied the diamond. Once it goes through that type of pressure and it finally becomes a diamond, at that point you can't break it no more. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? Once you get to that point, you cannot be broken anymore. And the only way they can tell if a diamond is a diamond or if it's fake is by applying pressure is how they tell. They'll just look at it. You think you just look in the thing, like I looked in the thing. They'll just bring it here, bah, put it on some glass. Bah, okay, it's real. So I'm being honest with you. I'm not giving you the 7 principles I'm trying to tell you the very first thing I want to tell you before we go through the principles. It's going to be a dog fight. And if you soft, this ain't you want to get out now. This is where you like, I quit. But if you're willing to say, I'm not going to quit, I guarantee you whatever success you want to have, you're going to have it. All right, so here's number 1. I apologize. It took a long time to get to number 1. Number 1, Denzel Washington. You must be very intentional and deliberate. You must be very intentional and deliberate. The stuff that you wrote down on that piece of paper is not going to happen by osmosis. You're not going to wake up one day and find a law degree. You're not just going to walk out of your house. Oh, there it is with my name on it. I'm a doctor now. It suddenly appeared. It's not going to work like that. If you're married, it's not going. If you're married, I promise you, I've been married over 26 years. If you're going to have a good relationship, you're going to have to work for it. If you have a business, you're going to have to work for it. If you have a healthy relationship with your children, but I've made up in my mind that nothing's going to stop us from having a daily relationship. I will do whatever it takes, make whatever adjustments I need to make. So it's going to be a dog fight, but I'm telling you from personal experience, you don't have to start with anything. I'm a living example. You don't have to have anything to get started, not even a daddy. No, I'm being real with you. Not a bank account, not a name, not a camera. We didn't have a camera when we first started. Not even business cards. We still don't have business cards. People say, how are you so successful without business cards? I don't know. We just say, here, take our number down. If you're serious, just here. Here's my number, call me. So number 1, you need to be very intentional and deliberate. I'm gonna give you 3, 4 things, I'm letting you go. The first one is you need to be very intentional and deliberate. And what I mean by very intentional and deliberate is, please, you have to hear this. I believe in rugby that both teams are professionals, correct? Listen to me, both teams are professional. Both guys have, started young and are all physically able to play the game. But what happens is you have one team that's good in spurts. You have another team that's dominant. Come on, hear what I'm telling you. When I say I need you to be intentional and deliberate, hear me, I want to paint the picture. You have one team that has the ability to score. They have the ability to do well. They have the ability to score on the opponent. What their challenge is that they can't do it, they can't sustain it. The teams that are dominant, all black, dominant, because they can do it from beginning to end. Right, listen to me, and they can do it team after team after team, right? They can do it over and over and over. They dominate because they put pressure on you from the time you start to the very end. Like, even when they're up, they continue to dominate. And your problem is you're not intentional and deliberate. You wake up on Monday and you might be strong, but by Wednesday, somebody told me, E.T., it's Wednesday, it's hump day. I said, I thought every day was hump day. It's hump day. I thought Sunday was hump day. I thought Sunday is where you really get started. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? You're not intentional and deliberate. You are hoping that the best is going to happen to you, and the best never happens to you. Listen to me very closely. As a Christian, I remember going to God and crying out and saying, I'm doing all the right stuff. I'm doing all the right stuff. I'm not hurting nobody. I'm finding folks' wallet, and I'm finding a way to get their wallet back. I'm not disrespecting females. Like, I'm trying to do all the right stuff. Why am I broke? And God said, being a good person, son, has nothing to do with making money. That's absolutely, you're a good person and you're going to be rewarded for that. Ask CJ, I can lose my computer and somebody's going to send it back to me. I lose stuff all the time. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to lose people, but I'll lose stuff. It's like, it's not that deep. Listen to me. I'll leave money I'll leave money, not even in a wallet, just money sitting there. And I'll come back and somebody says, did you lose some money? I'm like, it didn't even have my name on it. Like, I'm being honest. The Beats by Dre, I left them on the plane the other day, did some work, came back. I just randomly walked up to 48, exit gate 48, randomly just walked up and said, I lost some headphones. And he said, oh, are they black with red? I said, yeah. He said, I think that they're down in the security. I'm like, security? That's 2 miles from here. I got to catch a plane in another 15 minutes. He said, oh, I'm sorry. What's your name? I said, Eric Thomas. He said, oh, they're right here. We're talking about in Los Angeles, California. I randomly walk up to a gate and this guy just happens to have my... So God said to me, good stuff is always going to happen because you're doing good stuff. Money's not going to come to you because you're not doing money stuff. Come on, you got to hear what I'm telling you. He said you got to be intentional and deliberate about money stuff. You got to create a product that people need, and you got to give it to them regularly. Like, thank God on Monday for the last 8 years. You just got to keep giving it to them. And the first year, nothing. The second year, nothing. The third year, a little something. The fourth year, a little bit more. By the fifth year, boom, you're a household name. You got to be intentional and deliberate, whether you're making money or not making money. You got to decide that you're going to do something, and you got to do it every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday. The problem with some of you in this room, you're not intentional and deliberate. You're a good person that just hopes the good stuff is going to happen to you. So you need to be on Facebook, because Facebook, they're not just good people. They do the analytics and tell you who's watching your stuff and who's not watching it. They give you the numbers. Hear what I'm saying? If you are intentional and deliberate. So I wake up every single day. See, I don't care what country I'm in. I don't care how long we've been on the flight. I don't care what our schedule is. 2:30. What time do I wake up every day, see? Okay, when we were in Poland, what time did I wake up? Okay, what about England? What about Australia? Are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm intentional and deliberate. I don't care what time zone we on. I just sent my family the time. I'm in New Zealand. I'm looking at what time it is at home and said yesterday. I said yesterday. I like this. I need to be a betting man. I said it's yesterday? Negative 18 hours. I'm still getting up at the exact same time. CJ, did we work out since we've been here? We just finished working out. How long did I run on the treadmill? Nothing changes. Nothing changes, guys. I'm very intentional. And some of you could be you'd be so much better if you just didn't leave things a chance. Eric, what are you saying? I thought you were a man of faith. I am. Faith without works is dead. They kind of go together. Faith works. Not one of them by themselves don't work magically. You can't work your way to it. You can't faith your way to it. It's a beautiful blend of faith. I believe the plane is going to land in Australia, but I still got to get on it. Of faith, I believe that people are going to show up. Like, we're taking a chance. We don't know if people are going to register and come. We're here. We're in Melbourne. We're in Brisbane. We're in Perth. We're in Sydney. We don't know that people are going. I brought my wife. If I crash with my wife, that's it for our leg. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? So faith is great. We believe we're going to get here. We believe things are going to work out. But I still got to get on the plane. I still got to land. I still got to work out. I still got to do TGIM. We still got to do the podcast. Like, nothing changes because I'm in a different country and I'm in today or tomorrow. I'm literally in tomorrow right now. Need you to write this down. How can you be more intentional and deliberate about your life? And when you get home, you're going to answer it for me. All right, 2 more things. I'm going to let you guys get out of here, I promise. I need you to be intentional and deliberate. Do we do the podcast at a different time every week? Same time. Do we do Thank God It's Monday on Wednesday? As a preacher, do I have my services on Thursday? Same thing every... Come on, guys. I'm not trying to make this deep. I'm trying to make this as simple as I can. When you leave this room, you're going to go to a whole nother level. A year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, Denzel walked in and said, 16 seconds. Clem. Principle number 2, he was aware, heightened sense of awareness. You need a heightened sense of awareness. Some of you are making the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I need you to have a heightened sense of awareness. When he walked in the room, before he moved, he studied. And many of you in this room, you are moving and then studying. And you keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. Come on, hear what I'm telling you, making the same mistakes over and over and over. And I remember crying. Why are these guys, motivational speakers, traveling all over the world, and I don't get to travel all over the world? I'm trying to do right by people. I'm speaking all over the world. What's going on? And as I did my homework, I said, oh, Eric, you're doing something wrong. You are motivating and they're empowering. You're just telling your story, but you're not making the connection between their life and your story. There are no principles. You're not principle driven. There's not enough content in that. I didn't cry or complain. I just looked at my life and said, E.T., you need to make some adjustments. But that only happens when you have a heightened sense of awareness. So do me a favor, at least an hour a day of every day, you need to be reflecting on what you're doing good and what you're not doing good. Now, we can break that up if you want to. If you want to break that up into 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes for lunch, 20 minutes at night, you want to do a half hour in the morning, a half hour at night, I don't care. I just don't want you to make the same stupid mistakes over and over and over again and call it life. I don't want you to keep doing dumb stuff and say, my life is miserable. No, your life is not miserable. Your reflection time is miserable. Your ability to edit, to make adjustments, to make corrections is messed up. Do you know being in that room with Warren Buffett, if I would have never been in that room with Warren Buffett, I would have never thought I could be a billionaire. When I left that room, I heard God tell me, I didn't bring you in that room so you could take pictures. I didn't bring you in that room so you could say you met Warren Buffett. I brought you amongst billionaires because you're the next one. My job is not to teach you leads and all that real estate stuff. That's not my thing. My thing is to help you change your what? Mindset. Because when you change your mindset, you change what? Everything. Again, I'm here to help you change your mindset. Because when you change your mindset, you change everything. Come on, one more time. I'm here to help you change your mindset. Because when you change your mindset, you change everything. When I go into a school, I go like this. Why? Because I want kids to know who come from urban communities that this was what a PhD looked like. I want to change your mindset. I know what you thought it was, but regular people can get it. I know what you thought it was. I know what you thought a billionaire looked like. I'm about to show you that. It's a lot of different ways to look like a billionaire. And for those of you like me whose mama got pregnant at 17, you can be a billionaire too. It's not a look, it's a mindset. I'm trying to tell you in this room, many of you are not going to take advantage of this, not because you can't, but you don't see yourself as. This is not a person, it's not a race, it's not a color, it's not an age, it's a mindset. They're going to give you all the information, but if you don't change the way you think. All right, so listen to me very closely. So I started getting around billionaires, and billionaires are considered number one in the world. So I had a different mindset. So now the book comes out. Number one in motivational management and leadership. Number one in business motivation and self-help books. Number one in business motivation and self-improvement audiobook. Number one in ethnic studies. Look, it's a mindset. One. We don't think number 10, number 20. We think number one. Write down what you're going to be number one in 2023. Write it down. You're going to change your mindset. Write it down. What are you going to be in 2020? Number one in what? Taking advantage of these leads? What are you going to be number one in? I wanted to be the number one motivational speaker in the world. Now, that does not mean that nobody else is. I'm just saying, I just gave myself that because I need something to wake up to and something to push for. Does that make sense? What do you need to be number one in? Mentality, I just want to show you. Poor versus rich. One kills time, one invests in time. One buys luxurious stuff, one buys assets. One is indecisive, one decides often. They get paid weekly, one get paid daily if they want to. Scarcity mindset, the other one has an abundant mindset. One plans for the weekend, the other one plans for their future. One is a consumer, one is a producer. Yep, Bill Gates became a billionaire. Why? Because He took a computer from a business and put it in your home. Now you can use it. He solved the problem. People who couldn't get access to information, he created a laptop, and then boom, now in your house, you can, and so kids can. I got my dissertation, y'all. I never went to a library. When I was coming up as a kid, there was no way to read without going to the library. I know I'm old, Dewey Decimal System. I know I'm old. You remember when you had to 0, 0, 4, 3, 5, 2? You like, Lord, floor 3, you up on the 3rd floor. You're like, that ain't it. Okay, I'm still on the other side. Right? Remember when you used to copy and you could never get the middle part? You got to figure out what the middle word said. You couldn't quite open the book and get that. Now you don't have to do that no more. You just go online, boom. Somebody created, there's something you're going to solve in this industry. So you're going to learn from them, and then you're going to create another solution to something and call that solution university. You're going to have your own university. You're going to learn from them. You're going to have your own conferences. You're going to have your own books. Does that make sense? Who's ready to be number one in this industry? Let me see your hand. Come on. What's the song say? I'm sorry, I forgot. Land of the, home of the. I don't know if you caught that. One more time. Land of the, but the home of the. You might have missed it. You've been singing it for a long time. You're not paying attention. It is definitely the land of the, but it's only the home of the. The American dream is real, but they're not passing it out. They're not giving it away. It's real, but you got to go get it. All right, do me a favor. Let's go. Stop complaining. You don't have time. 168 hours per week, 48 hours at work, 7 hours at the gym, 56 hours of sleep, 65 hours left. You do all of this right here. You still got 65 hours left. Act today. Use your time wisely. Mental toughness is about what you do when you're under stress and you're under pressure. I told y'all, Mike Tyson, I've never seen Mike Tyson lose but once, and he lost to a buster. Imagine Mike Tyson, your first loss is to a buster. I want to lose to Zeus, Hercules. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got beat by Hercules. Can't nobody say nothing about that. But you got beat by a buster, and that buster never won another fight. But you know why Buster beat Mike Tyson? Because 3 days before he fought Mike Tyson, his mama was in the beauty salon bragging about how his son was going to beat Mike Tyson. Buster Douglas, how did you do it? He said he hurt me when he knocked me down, but that pain I felt when he knocked me down was not greater than the pain I would have felt if I let my mama down. On the great days, be great, and on the bad days, be greater. I just want you to do me a huge favor, because this is a serious moment for me, and what makes this moment serious for me is that I'm sitting in a room of people who have the ability to make their dreams become a reality. And we live at a time and live in a country where we can make that dream a reality. And you have to understand that there are times that I speak, for instance, in prisons. And I'm talking to individuals who will spend the rest of their lives in prison, and they don't have options. They don't have a lot of choice. That what I do when I come in is I provide a sense of hope, and I provide some inspiration, but I'm not able to help them to bring about the change that they want to see happen. And I'm so excited to be in this room because the words that I say in this moment can fuel the rest of your life. Right, so I'm so excited. Like, for me, this isn't I won't ask you for anything over the next hour other than the things that are going to take you to the next level. But I'm excited because when I leave, I literally have, we may never see each other again, but I have the ability when you walk out of this room to make you operate in a way you've never operated before. And once you do that, because I know if you're in this room, I know there's something special about you, that once you leave this room and you go from 70 to 120%, There are going to be some things that happen in your life that didn't happen before, not because you didn't have the ability. So this is not an ability room. Like we're not talking about ability. We're talking about activating this greatness that's in us. Your abilities are your abilities. I'm not going to be able to help you to do anything that you do better. Like I'm not going to be able to give you a gift that you don't have. But what I will be able to do is help you today operate in a way you've never operated before. Right? I will help you to operate in a way you've never operated before. I'm going to help you to do some things that you've never done in your life before, and as a result, you're going to be able to go to a whole new level. So we have to start here. We have to start here. Just write down those things, 1 or 2 or 3 things that you have to desperately get done before this year ends. It's desperation. I don't have a choice. I don't have an option. You got to get that done. Got it. Like, I just want you, and I'm not talking about stuff that's kind of important. I'm talking about the stuff that has got it, the ball's dropping and you can't keep talking about it. Like, you will not be able to rest if you didn't get this done. I want you to write that down. I want you to write that. That's where we're starting. I want you to write that down. E.T., like, I got to get this done, E. Like, E, this is no option. This is not like a vacation. This is not, just making a couple more dollars for the sake of buying a car, a house. Like, E, this is some life and death stuff. E, like, this is some change the trajectory of my life stuff. E, this is like, it's gonna put me in a place like where I'm just gonna be able to get to that place that I've been trying to get to. I want you to write that down. And it was, look guys, I'm being honest, it was like random. It was like just totally random. It was out of nowhere. It was the Christmas holiday. And Carl, our videographer, had his family over, and at that time, we lived around the corner from each other. Now we live on the same block. Random, right? Christmas was over. We're just going to the house, just eating dinner. It just was a random night. And somehow we got to talking, and Carl's wife is from Barbados, and she didn't have citizenship. So unfortunately, she was in the States without citizenship, and so she had to stay in school in order to eventually get her citizenship. So she did her master's degree, and she was in her PhD, and it was weird. It was just like, yo, E.T., I don't know how it happened, but it was like, yo, E.T., my wife is going to get her degree before you get yours. Right? I'm an American citizen. Like, I had already been in the program for a few years, and it was, I don't know, but have you ever heard, like, when it's your time? Like, it's that moment. It's like, enough is enough. I can't tell you. People have asked me before, Eric, when you get your PhD? I'm like, I'll get it done. E.T., how far are you in the process? Finish all my coursework. I just got to write the dissertation. But it was something about that night that was different. It was almost the end of the year. And I remember Carl, listen to me very closely, guys. I'm being real with you. I didn't even have a conversation with Carl. Like, we never even talked about it afterwards. I never said anything to him about it, but I felt this guilt. I felt like this embarrassment. Like, and for real, he wasn't like speaking directly to me. He was just saying, hey, E, I think my wife's probably gonna finish her degree before you finish yours. And I'm talking about like it pierced. And I just remember like we were talking afterwards and I didn't hear anything. Like, bro, have you ever been in a conversation and it just shifts and somebody's talking to you and like you can't hear the words that are coming out of their mouth? I didn't hear anything he said. I just kept it like, E, when are you gonna get this done, E? Like, yo, E, are you ever going to finish this? And it's not about a degree, but are you ever going to finish this? Like, are you going to get it done? And I remember excusing myself, like, all right, Carl, hey, great time. Love you guys. Gotta go. Gotta get up in the morning. And I'm telling you guys, it's not even a 5-minute walk, and it felt like an hour. All I could think about when I was going home was like, enough is enough. Like, I'm through. I'm gonna get this done. Okay, just help me out. You're in the room. You ever had that enough is enough moment? Raise your hand for me. You had that enough is enough moment, right? So I need you to be there. Like the next 30, 40 minutes, I need you in that space. That enough is enough. I'm not dumb, like I can get a PhD. Has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that I just didn't say, all right, this is the year. Right? And so that thing you wrote down, I need you to do me a huge favor. I don't know if you have a pen or a piece of paper. I don't even know if you can do this on your phone, but I want you to kind of put a year next to that for me. Put a year. I want you to just put a year on that for me. Like, don't do it for me. A real number. Just give me like a real solid number, right? And I remember saying to myself, Like, yo, if we come back next year for Christmas and your family's here, I remember saying to myself, we come back this time next year, I'm gonna be Dr. Thomas. We come back to your house next year. As a matter of fact, I will pay for your parents to come. Like, I want to reinvent this whole scenario again next year. Like, I want everybody here. Let's do the same meal. Let's sing the same songs. Let's Twilight Zone this thing out. I want it to be exactly like it was, except for this time, I want you to say Dr. Thomas. Like, this is going on in my mind. I'm not having a conversation with anybody. And I'm saying, like, this is it, guys. This is it. And so I put a date on it. I put a date. I said 2015. 2015, we're not going to have this conversation. 2015, this time next year, I'm finished. It's done, right? Good. So now I need you to do me a favor. I need you to put a month next to it. Yeah, I need you to put a month next to it now. You got January all the way to December. I need you to put a month on it for me. Give me a month. Yeah, I need you to put a month on it for me, right? Right now, as you're writing the month down, what I want you to think about is, okay, so write this down too. I'm sorry. I know you came to listen, not do a lot of writing. I apologize, but I really need this. I really need this. I really need this. I really need this. I need you to write down 3 people you love next to those goals. 3 people you love. Just 3 people. Right? Give me the name. Write the names down. I don't put son, mom, or give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, right? Write their names down. Now, this is what I need you to think about. What I need you to think about is how this goal or these goals will revolutionize their lives. Like, I really want you to think about, okay, you can do this later. When you get home, you can do this later, but I want you to write down for each one of them, give me 3 ways. Please do this when you get home. If you really love them, like you say you love them, when you get home, I need you to write their names down, and I need you to write down when you get to this place, when you finally make this thing happen, how is it going to empower them? How is it going to change their life? And all I can think about is, wow, if I get this PhD, like I can just change the zeros. Like, I just remember thinking, like, there were doors that were closed to me in the United States of America, right? Because of the nationality that I come from or the part of town that I come from. And I specifically remember people picking other people over me for speaking engagements that weren't as good as I was. I remember people using the excuse of you're not qualified enough. And I remember the PhD, we're gonna solve all of that. Like, no more ET ain't qualified, no more like we're gonna pick this bird over this bird. Like, no, this PhD is going to open doors for me that were once closed, which means it's gonna open doors for my daughter, which means it's gonna open doors for my wife, which means it's gonna open doors for my mother, which means it's gonna open doors for CJ, which means it's gonna open doors for Carl. And so every day when I woke up, I remembered the people that this degree would affect. And so the days I did not feel like studying, the days I did not feel like writing, the days I wanted to sleep on the plane, I thought about CJ and his family. I thought about Carl and his family. And I said, E.T., keep going. Listen to me very closely. The reason why you stop and start, and you stop and you start, and you stop and you start, is because the goal is not meaningful enough. There's something about the goal that if you quit, it's not gonna hurt nobody. If you quit, it's not gonna change nothing. If you quit, it's not that deep. Look, this is what I need you to do. So immediately when I left that house and I made up in my mind that I was going to get the PhD, I remember immediately doing a TGIM saying, all right, it's over. It's over. A year from now, I will be Dr. Thomas. And I just didn't speak it into the atmosphere. I spoke it to people who would hold me accountable. Write it down. Write it down. Who's gonna hold you accountable? Who's gonna hold you accountable? Who's that person? Who's that person? And some of you have been a part of the real estate program. Some of you just come to hear me. When you leave, I need you to call that person, that guy, that young lady, that mother or that father. Like, I need you to call that person and say, yo, I got to do these 3 things before this month and before, and this is who I'm doing it for, and this is why So just somebody real quick over here, because we gotta make this real. Somebody over here real quick, we gotta make this real. Somebody tell me, who's that person you're calling over here? Who's that person you're calling? Who's that person that on this side, that person who's gonna hold you accountable? Who's that person? You've identified that person. I need you to raise your hand for me. Tell me who that person is. Yes, sir, who's that person? Good, good. Look, I need you to hear me. Here's the last step and we move it forward. The last step is I need you to identify that person. And I identified that person. After I went on YouTube and said, hey guys, I'm marching. Matter of fact, I turned it into an event. Listen to me very closely. I rented out a space. I put the deposit down. I tasted the food, like we did a tasting. I decided what food we were going to eat. The linen, we had to decide what linen. This is 8 months before I even graduated. Never forget, one of the professors came to me and said, E.T., there's a lot of paperwork to fill out. We got about 2 or 3 months left, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. You waited on some things because you weren't in school, and now you're back, but I just don't think you're gonna be able to make it happen. And I laughed. I chuckled. She said, no, I'm serious. There's a format and there's a way and there's some, and you didn't, and it takes this month for this long, 30 days for this, 6 weeks for that, and you just didn't put your paperwork in time. And I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, but you don't get it. I called my grandma and told my grandma I was graduating. Like, no, I'm being serious. Like, I called my grandma, and my grandma said, baby, you know I'm on a fixed income. So if I buy this ticket, grandma can't get her money back. I said, ma'am, I told my grandma that I was graduating, and my grandma already called her hairstylist and told her how she wanted her hair to look. Grandma went out and bought a dress. My grandma bought a dress for the graduation. And you got to hear what I'm saying, because you're listening to me, but you're not listening to me. Listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm being real with y'all. My biological father wasn't in my life. Hear what I'm saying? My mother hid from me who my biological father was, yet my grandmother's always been in my life. That don't go together. My grandmother said to my mother, if you want to hide the identity of his father, that's cool, but you can't take my grandson from me. And so ever since I've been a kid, my grandma been to everything. She's never missed anything. And when my grandma called, she said, you better make sure you graduate, baby, because I'm coming. And so what I'm trying to tell you is, I didn't get the degree to get the degree. I got the degree because I called my grandma. I'm trying to tell you the reason why you're not doing it is not because you don't have what it takes to do it, not because you don't have the ability to do it, but whatever it is you say you're going to do, the meaning is not strong enough. Somehow the meaning is not strong enough. You've not put enough value in it. You don't have enough skin in it. You played around with it so much that you don't have nothing to lose if you don't do it. What I'm telling you is, you got to create the type of scenarios, not the goal, the type of scenarios that if it doesn't work, you lose everything. And because you cannot lose everything, you got to make it happen. Glenn came all the way from Australia. You can't plan your graduation in 2 weeks. You can't buy a ticket from Australia and then call somebody and say, Glenn's not going to happen now. Was that a refundable? Did you get a refundable ticket? So I need you to put some value, because if you put 120% value in it, 120% meaning in it, and you get 120% accountability on it, every single goal you write down is going to happen. Anything you could think of, if you could actually think of it, it means you can do it, right? Does that make sense? So if it pops up in your brain, it means that you have the ability to do it. Why? Because the brain would never think of something that it could not do. So I had this young man come to me the other day. He was kind of discouraged a little bit. You know, I've been mentoring him. He comes by my office and we spend time together. You know, I could tell he was discouraged. I said, what's wrong? He said, man, my dreams are too big. E.T., you think my dreams are too big, E.T.? I said, why you say that? And I could tell he was talking to a parent. right? Or he was talking to a mentor, right? Whoever he was talking to, you know, I understood what they were trying to say, but I said to him, absolutely not. There is no dream that's too big. There is nothing that you could think of in your head that you can't do. I said, but here's the problem though, all right? They shouldn't have told you that, right? How many of you guys believe in this room that if you dream it, that if you think of it in your mind, that you actually have the ability someday to make whatever you see in your mind become a reality? Let me see your hands. Good. I love it. I don't care what it is. You want to play basketball? I don't care. You want to go to the moon? Like, I don't care what it is. Your dreams are never too big. Say that with me. My dreams are never too big because they're my dreams. And I can do it. Come on. I can do it. I can be it. I can have it. Come on. I can do it. I can be it. I can have it. No dreams too big for me. Come on, no dreams too big for me. Again, no dream is too big for me. Come on, no dream is too big for you. All right, but here's what you got to do. So I told him, I said, do me a favor, keep dreaming. As a matter of fact, I'm asking you to write for a reason. So you wrote it in your phone, but when you get home, I want you to be a huge favor. I want you to go write it. Right? I want you to write it if you have a wall at home, like a whiteboard at home. If you don't, go buy one. You got a sheet of paper, right? Put the paper up on the wall. I want you to write it. Why? Because when you write it down and your eyes see it, you can do it. And listen to me. I believe this with all my heart. I literally flew from Detroit to Kansas today. I flew, guys. Watch this. 200 years ago, people said only birds could what? Come on, I'm just being real. 200 years ago, they said only birds could fly. No, a human wasn't meant to fly. Now, not only are we flying, we watching TV. We watching TV in first class. They making meals, right? In some planes, you could lay down. I went to Dubai a few months ago, and the seat that I sat in, it was like a living room, a big old 30-something inch TV. They're bringing people steak and duck and all wine and all kind of sweets and snacks, everything. You could use your cell phone. Imagine that. They said we couldn't fly. Now we texting while we flying. So no dream is too big. Come on, no dream is too big. Come on, no dream is too big. I can do it. I can have it. Come on, I can do it. I can have it. I can be it. It's only one person that's going to stop you, and that's you. I need you to understand that. It's only one person that's going to stop you. All right. So what I said to the young man was, your dreams are not too big, but you got to make different decisions. Does that make sense? So I want to show y'all something real quick. Can I see the book? I want to show y'all something. I know you guys at some point you're going to get the book, all right? At some point you're going to get the book, all right? The UOU book, right? At some point you're going to get it, all right? CJ and I said 2 years ago, please write this down. This is not even a part of my message, but write this down. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Write that down. Never let a good crisis go to waste. And so when COVID struck, instead of cry and get upset, I made a decision, right? I made a decision. I made a what? Listen to me very closely. In order to make your dreams and goals become a reality, you have to make different decisions. See, the only reason your dreams aren't happening now is two reasons. It's too early, right? It's too early. What do I mean when I say it's too early? Okay, so if you're in high school, you can't play in the NBA, right? It's too early. It's not time yet. And a lot of you struggle with that. A lot of young people, you struggle because you got these big dreams and these big goals and you want them to happen right now. You want them to happen today, right? Look, you got the rest of your life to live. So what would happen if all your dreams became a reality when you was 15? You got 65 more years to live, 70 more years to live, 80 more years to live. My grandma just passed, they both were in their 90s. So if you're 15 years old, you got 80 years left. Are you hearing me? You can't make all your dreams become a reality in one day or in 1 year, right? So say this with me. It takes 21 years to be 21 years old. You can't make yourself 21 at 15. I don't care how much, how much milk you drink, right? How much exercise you do. It doesn't matter. It takes 21 years to be 21 years old. And there's nothing I can do to speed up the process. So the number one thing I think that kids do wrong is not that you have these big dreams and these big goals, is that you have these big dreams and big goals and you're rushing it. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. All right? It's going to happen. All right? There's some things that are happening for me right now that I'm grateful it didn't happen 30 years ago. All right. So number one, the D is for good. So the first thing I need you to do is I need you to be a great decision maker. And if you're a great decision maker, all your dreams are going to become a reality. All right, so we decided that we were going to write a book during COVID. Why? Because one of the worst things that ever happened to me happened during COVID. But one of the things that you have to learn how to do is not focus on the negative all the time. You've got to learn to see the good in everything that could be negative. Say it with me. I will learn to see the good in every lesson. Come on. I will learn to see the good in every lesson. For in every lesson, there's a blessing. Come on. For every lesson, there's a blessing. So I got hit hard when COVID hit. I had never heard of the term social distancing. I was like, what's that? It was like, it's about to tear up your career. That's what it is. I said, what does it mean exactly? It said that you will never be able to, and we didn't know for how long, speak in crowd. This is how I make my money. Alabama football, Kansas, I work Kansas. Kansas State, I work with Michigan State. Like I go in the locker room, I go to colleges and talk to kids. And for over 18 months, I couldn't go on the road and speak. So I made a decision. I made a what? I made a decision to see the blessing in the lesson. Say there's a blessing in the lesson. Come on, there's a blessing in the lesson. And so it hit me. You can't go speak. You can't go on the road, but now you'll be at home all day. What can you do while you're at home all day? I can write a book. I never had time before. I was always on the road, packing, unpacking. I was always on the road, right? And so writing a book is better than speaking. Why? Because in order to make money speaking, you have to be present. When you write a book, it's passive income. While you're asleep and people buying it, you're making money. So I actually can make more money with a book than I can speaking. And sometimes tragedies strike, not to hurt you, but to elevate you in a way. If the tragedy never happened, you would never be elevated. There is a blessing in every lesson. Come on, there's a blessing in every lesson. So number one, you got to become a good decision maker to make your dreams become a reality. So I made a decision. I was going to wake up every single day and I was going to write. I was going to wake up every single day. Do me a favor, in your phone right now, I want you to write down good decisions, bad decisions. All right? Good decisions, bad decisions. I want you to write that down. Good decisions, say it with me, good decisions, bad decisions. So let me just say this to you and I want to make this clear. Right? I remember, years ago, we used to say when we was kids, somebody would say, well, that person is middle-aged, that person is old, right? You can't say that anymore. Why? Because of the decisions that a lot of us are making now. There are kids who are 17 and 18 who are old. Why? Because they're not going to make it to 19. So they're seniors. Like that's it. They're 19, 20, they're making some bad decisions. They're not going to make it to 21. So they're actually a senior citizen at 15. Because they don't have but 3 or 4 years left to go. Does that make sense? Because they made what kind of decisions? Bad decisions. So here's what I want you to do for me. I want you to ask yourself every single day, are the decisions I'm making good? Because if you're a good decision maker, it means you are guaranteed to make your dreams become a reality. I told you my goal was to write a book and make what list? New York Times bestsellers list. In week 1, we made it. Why? Because of the decisions we made. There was a whole lot of decisions that it took to get here. And so in order for you to make your dreams and goals become a reality, you got to be a great decision maker. Does that make sense? And listen to me, every outcome you get. I had an uncle who died of cirrhosis of the liver. It didn't happen by accident. It didn't happen by accident. He died maybe 50, 60. It wasn't by accident. How do you die of cirrhosis of the liver? What, for the most part, what happens? Somebody said drinking what? You're not drinking water. You're not drinking water. Like listen to me very closely. You don't drink a gallon of water a day, and then 15, 20 years later, the doctor calls you and says you got cirrhosis of the liver. What happened? You drinking too much water. You drank the water and it just messed up your liver. As a matter of fact, if you drink a gallon of water a day, your organs are going to be cleansed and your blood is going to be pure. Does it make sense? But when you drink alcohol, I'm not telling you to drink or not to drink. I'm saying it's a decision, and certain outcomes come with decisions. So I'm not telling you don't drink. I'm not telling you don't smoke. You grown. You do whatever you want to do. But I'm telling you, with every decision comes a result. With every decision there comes an outcome. You don't have to eat vegetables if you don't want to, but I promise you, your body's going to, at some point, tell you you're not eating vegetables. Does that make sense? So number one, we're going to become what kind of decision makers? Good decision makers. And then hopefully we're going to get to a time in our lives where we become what kind of decision makers? Great decision makers. And then one day I'm hoping that we're elite. So this book, almost 300 pages, the New York Times bestseller, the LA Times bestseller, USA Today, that didn't happen because I'm a genius. It happened because of some decisions I made. Is that clear? Look, if we don't do anything else, if you walk out of this room today, you owe you to make good decisions. Because when you make bad decisions, you destroy you. You're killing you. You're destroying you. And I told you, you live in a country that if you make good decisions, you reap the benefits of it.
I get up at 3 because it's silent. It's easier to be focused when the environment is focused. So a lot of you don't have, be honest. We're not playing no games here. Talk to Sam, we got a way to help you after this. How many of you, honestly, you are knocking on doors and grinding and making moves, but you don't necessarily have every single step written down for every single day? Just be honest. Some of y'all, you in the dark. That's the problem. So we're gonna help y'all. I got a plan. We're gonna work with y'all. I'm gonna do some videos, give it to y'all. I'm gonna show y'all really how to walk through this. Because the day I got up, and every day now I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Here's what's funny. Most of you wake up and you try to make money. Listen to me. If you would make you, money would come to you. Okay, you missed that whole thing I just said. If you would make you a better person, you'd make more money. Now, watch what I do. The way people spend their money or treat their money is how I treat my time. All right, let me explain what I mean to you. I make sure that every single day in that 24-hour period that I'm getting a whole bunch of wins. So I'm supposed to be doing this at this time, doing this at this time, doing this at this time, doing this at this time. The problem with most of you waking up and you worshiping money. Man, I was in the back with Cole. Cole was like, I got this opportunity for you. I got this opportunity. I got this opportunity. When you become number one, you have to chase opportunities. So I became number one, not meaning I'm better than nobody else. It means I just mastered my craft to the point that I know what I do that don't nobody else do. I know what Tony Robbins do. I know what Les Brown does. I know exactly what they do. And so I'm not trying to do what they do because I'm not trying to compete with them. I know that I have a way of doing in this industry what nobody else does. And I've picked out in this industry, I've crafted out my own room. And your problem is you at 50% knocking on doors trying to get the result, somebody at 100%. And you wondering why it ain't working. Because while you're doing what they're doing, you're not who they are. So why do I put more emphasis on time than I put on money? Because they print money. They don't print time. No, I'm gonna say it one more time. You are worshiping the thing that they make every day. They don't make time every day. Ain't nobody printing time. I ain't met them yet. I ain't met no billionaire. I ain't met no trillionaire. I ain't met no institution. I ain't met no company. I ain't met nobody printing money. I ain't met nobody that say, bruh, give me $500,000, I can give you 10 more years on your life. Matter of fact, throw in 2.5 mil, and I can make sure your health is straight. There's famous people died from COVID. There's celebrities that died from COVID. So why are you spending more time on the thing they print every day than the thing, you know why? Because you're not developed and you following other people. When you understand that the real thing is time and you ain't got a lot of it, you start focusing on your time, and when you get your time right, money will come. I just had to tell Cole, no, I ain't gonna be there. Why? Because I'm gonna be in Dubai. Somebody said, you going for vacation? Yeah, they gonna pay me to fly there. Emirates, the big boy, the $15,000, 2 of them for me and my wife, the hotel free for over a week. And so, yep, I'm gonna speak one day and then the rest of the time is me and my wife. I just left in November. Some people go to Dubai once every 10 years. I'm going every other month. Why? When you master yourself, you put yourself in a position that a lot of people can't do what you do, and then you become rare. And diamonds are rare. That's why they cost so much. If you would become rare, you just like everybody else. You look just like, you act just like, you just like everybody else. When you become you and you become rare, you become a... Those who have a why can bear almost any how. How did I become number one in the world? Found out my wife had multiple sclerosis. And they told my wife, listen to me, y'all, my wife's so beast mode. They told my wife she had MS and she was like, bet. Then they told her she had to quit her job and tear came out of her eye. The doctor said, you don't have insurance? She said, yeah, I got insurance. She looking at her like, why are you crying if you got insurance? Because my wife's identity is in her waking up and working every day. She went to school to be a registered nurse. She went to school to do breast and cervical cancer. She didn't want to be at home. She didn't want to be no home wife. She literally went to school to be a nurse. She loves her job. But when they told her she had to quit, my wife was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I said, how much you make? She told me 5,000. I said, 5,000 times 12 is how much? 60 times 30 years, how much? 1.8 million. I woke up every day hunting 1.8 million. I'm number one in the world, not because I'm a better speaker. I'm not number one in the world because I look the best, because I dress the best. I'm not number one because my enunciation is the best, because I use the best words, because I got the best sentence structure, because I come from the best background. I became number one because I woke up and I hunted down the 1.8 mil so my wife would never have to work again. If you waking up every day and you want a Rolls Royce, you ain't about to beat me. If you waking up for a Bentley, you ain't about to beat me. If you waking up for a gold chain, you ain't about to beat me. If you woke up for a Rollie, you ain't about to beat me, because you're going after material stuff. I'm going after my boo. I'm going after my baby. I'm going after my high school sweetheart. I'm going after my kids so they can see their mom and their mama don't die. I'm making sure their mama don't get in a wheelchair if I can help it. If their mama don't lose her sight, if I can help it. If her mama don't lose her memory. So I started studying MS like I had it. I started studying MS. Your problem is you're not studying this product like your life count on it, like your life depend on it. You playing with this product. You know what? You like the people that work for me that want to check and they never end up getting it. But the people who work for my company act like they own it. Wake up every single day making sure she don't have to go back to work. So watch this. I started studying and I found out 2 things. One is stress. So I had to take her out of a stressful situation. And then the other thing was vitamin D. And I literally, people say, bro, why you moved to Southern California? Because my wife got MS. I literally type, what's the best place in the world for vitamin D? Southern California. What's the best temperature in the world in the United States of America? San Diego, California. It don't go 99, 100, and then back down. It's right there. I said, San Diego, I'm hunting you down. We're moving to San Diego. Why? I don't care about San Diego. My wife, in the first year, last year, we were in San Diego. My wife said to me when we went back to Michigan, when the summer came, my wife said, you know something? I said, what? She said, I never took a nap in California. I said, what you mean by that? She said, the sun energized me and I never needed to take a nap. You gonna come after me? The reason why most of you can't do what you do, you keep getting knocked down, you keep quitting, because whatever your why is, it ain't stronger than the beat down you take it. Whatever the beat down, whatever life is throwing at you, whatever punches is blowing, whatever's happening, it ain't deep enough for you to wake up. Like you getting punched and you feel that pain and you like, ain't no need of getting up. No, and I feel you. You need to stay down because life gonna beat you. You talking about making millions, life gonna beat you down. You talking about making millions, multi-millions, billions, life gonna beat you down. So when you feel the pain and you get knocked down, stay down. But if you got a why that's deeper than your pain, y'all, this is a little too young. Y'all look too young. But when I was a kid, they used to buy this little bag for it, and it would weeble wobble, but it won't fall down. You can hit that thing and it'll go, and then she'll come right back up. When I think about my wife in MS, my man called, hey, E, can you do the gig? I'm like, yeah, when is it, what time? All I thought about was Didi's MS. Put that in the bank. We might not even need that in our lifetime. Our kids might need it. Or because my wife got MS, my grandkid might end up getting MS. Put that in the bank. Put that in investment for my I'm on my great-great-grandkids right now. That's where I'm at financially. Are you hearing what I'm saying? All right, let's go. I'm sorry. Sam, don't kill me. Without a vision, there's no direction. Without direction, there's no progress. The reason why you're struggling getting up because you don't have nothing to get up for. I got to clear my mind of some stuff, but when I get up there, I got to do what I got to do. Why? Because success is not a failing. It's a mindset. I need you to clear your mind of every single thing that's in it that's stopping you from being successful. The first one is what everybody else thinks. One, here's what I need y'all to do for me. I only need you to worry about what one person thinks. Right? I know this is gonna blow some of your mind. But why is it that your parents, great human beings, great character, they're not entrepreneurs? How is it that they can make you feel bad about something that you're doing that they know absolutely nothing about? No, you think I'm playing when I say one. I mean it. You gotta be on one accord. So whatever the 10 principles or the 20 principles or the 30 principles, if you're not gonna do all the principles that he's doing, if you're not gonna have mindset he has, you're not gonna be able to get the stuff, you're not gonna be able to do you can't do 50-50. It's not a 50-50 split. You can't decide I'm gonna do this part, but I'm not gonna do this part. Does that make sense? That's what I mean about being on one accord. No, when I say one accord, I mean if I get slapped right here, I gotta let you slap me over there. I'm from Detroit, Chicago originally. I wasn't raised like that. But once I decided that the good book was going to be my guide, if you smack me here and tell me, let me smack you there. It's no 50-50. It's not you smack me here, but no, I don't follow this part. I don't do this part. Like, okay, I'm good, but not this part. You ain't gonna let nobody smack me. They smack me, I'm smacking them back. It's not eye for an eye too. That's not what it is. You better hear what I'm saying. I don't care how much money I make. The good book says I'm supposed to return the tithe. So I return the tithe, then I bless the church with a little bit more money. Then I bless other. It's not a 50-50. I don't get to choose which parts I like and which parts I don't. And some of you are not successful because you're picking and choosing. All right, I'm gonna say it again. It seems like you didn't really like that part. I'm gonna say it one more time. Some of you are not successful not because you can't do this business. Number one, you're listening to people who have no business in your ears. Stop. It works. It works. High school dropout, America, it works if you work it. You can have and be and do whatever you want. I told you, I got a coach. I had to pay to learn how to listen. Okay, you missed that one. That's a bonus. No, you missed that. I had to get a coach to teach me to stop going this way and stop going this way and follow what I'm told. Okay, I'm gonna say it one more time. I had to get, how many of you honestly, you don't have a coach? Raise your hand, be honest. You don't have a coach. Be honest, raise your hand. You don't have a coach. You need a coach to teach you how to get people out your ear. You need a coach to teach you how to go even when you don't feel like going. You need a coach to make you wake up and think about your family. You need a coach to help you get, please listen to me. Nothing is impossible. That's a mindset. Write this down. I need to do something serious about my limiting beliefs. I want you to take this word out of your vocabulary. I shouldn't even say it, but some of you have it, so I have to say it. Write it down on your phone, please. I need you to replace fear with faith. No more fear. Jim Rohn said all of us We got the same ending. We're gonna die. So if you know you're going to die, why are you playing it safe? Like if you know you're gonna die, why are you listening to other people tell you about your life? If you're gonna die, why don't you live your own life? Man, that's what I loved about my grandma. She drove until she was 89 years old. She died in her own home. She didn't die nowhere else. My grandma lived her life on her terms. My grandma got her hair done every 2 weeks. She still was getting her hair done. She was still going and getting massaged. She was still going to get manicure and pedicure. With the little money she had, she lived life on her terms. And guess what? There were some people in my family that didn't like the fact that she lived life on her terms and didn't care what they thought. But you know what? She died on her terms. You're gonna die anyway. Don't die on your grandma's terms. You're gonna die anyway. Don't die on your friend's terms. You're gonna die anyway. Don't die on your parents' terms. If you're gonna die, die on your own terms.
The second one, I put that down, the F, friends. So the second one is, it's gonna be tough to make good decisions and be with people who making bad decisions. Amen. I got a friend who at 40 years old, he's probably got 4% body fat. He played high school football, he played college football, was supposed to go to the pros. He should have been in the NFL, but when he got to college, he started hanging with guys who like to smoke, drink, and fight. And they got in fights every single year. Freshman, he got into a fight. Sophomore year, he got in a fight. Junior year, he got into a fight. And the fight was so bad that they stopped the dude and they killed him. And he was on the front page of the newspaper and on ESPN. And when he would go to the NFL for practice, the NFL teams would say, oh, you got what on your record? Oh, no, we can't. We can't. So I don't care how many good decisions you make. If you're hanging with people who are not making good decisions, a negative plus a positive equal a negative. So I want to make sure you understand that. When you go to math class, next time you go to math, pay attention. A positive plus a positive times a negative, it's a negative. So the second thing you need to do is you need to select the people in your circle of influence who are going to help you make your dreams become a reality. Let me just be honest with you. I ain't trying to dog nobody out. But if your friends are putting you in a position where you drinking and you smoking and you high, they're not your real friends. I'm not suggesting that you stop hanging with them. My boy Anthony Flynn, my guy, my business partner. Anthony Flynn said if you want to make it to the New York Times, you got to hire Rory. So I had a friend who connected me with a friend to help me make my dreams become a reality. If you have people in your circle, I don't care what they call themselves, friend. They're not a friend, they are a foe. If the person is not helping you to elevate, but what they're doing is destroying you, you can label it friend, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but they're destroying you, and you are a fool to let somebody destroy you in your dreams. And let me tell you why. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but at some point, I don't care what we all believe in this room. Here's what we all have in common. We all believe we're going to die. You're going to die. Everybody in this room. Amen. I don't care if you're working out every day, you're not going to make it to 250 working out. It's not about to happen. I don't care what kind of drink you got your little green juice you drink, you can drink it till you're blue in the face. You're not going to make it to 200. I'm just being honest. You're not going to make it to 200. And if you make it to 100, you probably won't have your youth. So because you don't live long, you don't have time not to make your dreams and goals become reality. Every single day, because you don't know how long you have, every single day should be about what can I do? What can I have? What can I be? And you got to hang out with other people who are on the same trajectory you're on. I'm just being real, y'all. I'm from Detroit, right? Detroit we won one playoff game since 1957. 1957. I just want to show y'all something. The second one is friends. Say friends or foe. Come on, friends or foe. There's nothing in the middle. Like there's no middle thing. They're either a friend and they're elevating you, or they're a foe, they tearing you down. There's no middle ground. So I'm a Lion fan, right? And so, years ago, everybody would just, oh, Stafford is the worst quarterback. Stafford getting hit. Stafford bringing us down fourth quarter, 2 seconds left. He tried to throw a touchdown, hit, throwing a touchdown. They're like, Stafford is whack. We can't stand Stafford. Just get rid of him. And if we get rid of him, we're going to win some games. Stafford left the Lions. He went to the Rams, an organization that want to win, an organization that pay people to win, an organization that has won before. They brought in the best of the best. And in 1 year, he left the Lions and he won the Super Bowl. 1 year. 1 year, he left a losing franchise. Went to a winning franchise and won a Super Bowl. Now he got all kind of AT&T commercial. He got pizza. He got Ford F-150 trade. He never had that when he was with the Lions. Why? Because when you're hanging with losers, you lose. But when you're hanging with winners, you win. And there is no middle ground. There's no middle ground. Now, we got to be honest. You may like hanging with people who bring you down. That's okay. Keep hanging with them. I'm not suggesting you stop. But don't lie to yourself and say that a foe is a friend. Call it what it is. My man don't mean me no good. We doing dumb stuff that could put us in jail, stuff that could... So let me just put it like this to you and go do your homework when you get a chance. Alcohol is going to tear your brain. It's going to destroy your brain. Marijuana, you can call it whatever you want to call it. Studies show it will make you lose brain cells. Now, some of you in this room, you ain't got enough to be losing. Okay, you want to be smart about this. Okay, you ain't got a whole bunch of them to be losing. I'm just being real. I was one of them, right? High school dropout, GED. I'm not playing. I'm not here to play. I'm here to save somebody's life. I'm not here to be liked. There are those of you who you're not already. Your IQ ain't that high already. Don't do stuff to destroy it. Just being honest. Put yourself in a winning situation. Does that make sense? Put yourself in a winning situation. Right? Now some of you, maybe you got enough brain cells to lose something. You're just that sweet. But a lot of us in this room, we don't have that. So what we want to do is we don't want to do stuff that's going to destroy us and bring us down. We want to do the stuff that elevates us. Does that make sense? Now, we're not better than other people who do it, but this is what I tell people all the time. I went from a high school dropout, GED, to a PhD. I'm not better than nobody. I am more prepared than some people. I made different decisions than some people. It doesn't mean my character is better. It don't mean I'm going to be in heaven. That's not what it means. But it means I made some decisions that make life easier for me. Let me tell you something. I'm a high school dropout. I hate school. Getting a PhD has opened up doors for me that weren't open when I was a high school dropout. It was just a decision that I made. Does that make sense? When you say you got a PhD, it's just certain things you don't have to say. I don't have to negotiate no more. When I was like high school dropout, I had to negotiate. When I had a 4-year degree, I had to negotiate. When you get a PhD, you don't have to negotiate. When you're a New York Times bestseller, you don't negotiate. You say, this is what my price is, they either take it or they leave it. I'm not negotiating. The university didn't negotiate how much I had to pay for my PhD. There was no negotiating. We didn't negotiate it. It said this is how much it cost. The dissertation, there was no negotiating with the dissertation. There was no negotiating. So I didn't get to negotiate. So now I've earned the right to charge you what I'm charging. You either pay it or you don't. You don't add stuff. When you make good decisions, you make other people make good decisions when they deal with you. When you make bad decisions, people can make bad decisions on you. Does that make sense? Okay, so just let me be honest. This is what I mean. You go to jail, you made some bad decisions. If they decide they don't want to feed you, they don't have to feed you and can't let nobody do about it. If they decide they want to put you in isolation, they can put you in isolation and your mama can't do nothing about it. You made a decision that was a bad decision, and now other people get to treat you badly because you treat yourself badly. I'm just being real with you. That's what happens. I need you to be clear. When you don't take care of yourself, you teach other people how or not to take care of you. So when you take care of yourself and you make good decisions, you surround yourself with people now who see you are a good decision maker and they treat you differently. And let me tell you what happens 90% of the time when I walk away and they say, no, this is how it's going to be, and I walk away, I usually get a call 24 hours later. Mr. Thomas, about the picture taking, it's just, We've thought it through, and it's not necessary. You just speak. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right, so number 2, we're gonna choose our friends wisely. We're gonna do what? Now listen to me, I'm gonna say a name. Raise your hand if you ever heard of it before. Usain Bolt. You ever heard that name before? Good. What team does he run for? Jamaica. Let me say this to you guys, and I mean this with all my heart. I grew up, I'm a 70s kid. I grew up in the 80s watching FloJo, Carl Lewis, Michael Johnson. Can I be honest with y'all? You couldn't beat the U.S. Olympic team. You couldn't beat us. This guy named Usain Bolt came out of nowhere. He started beating our best players. He beat our best runners, y'all. He was winning the gold. He was so sweet. He would beat them and be looking at him while he was running. He like, nah. They couldn't do nothing. But guess what? There were some other people in Jamaica. Be careful who you hang with. There were some other people in Jamaica, some men who started training with Usain Bolt. And then all of a sudden, Usain Bolt beat us. Then all of a sudden, the 4x4 relay, now they beating us. And then I guess the women found out what they were doing, and the women started practicing with him. And in the last Olympics, the women's team won gold, silver, and bronze. Our best runner, they blew her out the water. Why? Because they all started training with him. Be careful who you train with. You train with a gold medalist, you become a gold medalist. You train with silver, you become silver. You train with bronze, you become bronze. You start training with people who do not qualify, you no longer qualify. I made a decision to get the New York Times, and I got with a friend who connected me with somebody who had already got 3 books that were New York Times bestseller and helped 5, 6 other people get it. And so when I joined, it was easy for me to do it because I started hanging with people who did it. If you're a high school, if you're struggling in school, you probably need to start running with A students. Go and get your little lunch money and start paying for them to eat. Start putting your little money to the side. Be like, look, let's study food on me. All the pizza y'all want, I got it. Drinks, everything on me. Dessert on me. And you start studying with gold medal studiers and watch you become one. I went from a high school dropout, homeless. I failed English twice in college. And I'm not talking about the 300 level, the 101. I failed a 101 twice. They felt so bad for me, I didn't even have to take it the 3rd time. I just clept it and got it. They were like, don't even worry about taking it again. Just go take a test and see if you can pass. But I just wrote a New York, why? Because I started hanging with. Good, A, you can see the A, write the A down. The A is be your authentic self. You owe you to make great decisions. You owe you to choose your friends wisely. You owe you to pick people who going somewhere with their life. You owe you. You owe you. I picked Dee Dee when I was 16 years old in church. I started dating Dee Dee because she was doing something with her life. And she got on my last nerves, but she forced me to go get my GED. I will never forget, Dee Dee called me to her house. She said, my mom is gone. Can you come over? I was like, no doubt. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? What? Got on my bike, you know what I'm saying? 3-mile ride. I was just riding over. Her mom is gone. Her mom is gone. She invited me over. Wow, finally. Her mom is gone. Her mom is gone. Finally, after all these months, it's on and popping. I get to the house and she comes outside. I'm like, oh, what you coming out for? I thought you said your mom was gone. She says she is, but we need to talk first. I was like, talk about what? She's like, I gotta ask you a question first. And I was like, all right, what you gotta ask me? Hurry up. She says, do you love me? I said, love you? Yeah. Yeah, I love you. She was like, no, do you love me, love me? I said, yeah, I love you, love you. She said, all right, I want to show you something. I was like, yes. So she pulled a piece of paper out of her back pocket. I said, what? It was an acceptance letter to college. She said, I got accepted into college. And if you don't go get your GED and follow me to college, I'm breaking up with you. Let me just tell y'all something. I hate school. Never liked school, dropped out of school, but when she said that, I might be a little slow, but I ain't stupid. I went to night school, studied and passed my GED and followed to college. We've been married almost 33 years. Listen to me very closely. Do me a huge favor. Stop picking cheerleaders for your friends and pick coaches.
You need to stop giving your idea to family. You need to stop giving your ideas to friends. You need to give your ideas to people who know how to make ideas happen. I'm gonna say that one more time because you missed that one. Y'all should have got excited about that one. Look, most of you are not making your dreams and goals a reality because you're giving it to people that you love. You're giving it to people that you like. You're giving it to people who are going to cheerlead. Write this down. I don't need a cheerleader. Write that down. I don't need a cheerleader. I need a coach. You don't need a cheerleader. You don't need somebody cheering for you. You need a coach. You need somebody that's going to take your ideas and help you execute on your ideas. You don't need nobody to make you feel good. You'll feel good when you reach the goal. Does that make sense? So the first thing is desired outcome. Look, what do you need to make your dreams and goals become a reality? How much do you need? Write it down. I need you to know how much you need. And I need you to know why you need the number. So it's okay that you just wrote a random number down. But at some point, you need to know exactly how much you need to make your dreams and goals and family and everybody else you're trying to bless. You need to know how much that's going to cost. So I used to never talk money. I hated money. I thought people who talk money were they're evil people. They just want money, money, money. And I never talked money. I only talked ministry. But then my kids went to school and I realized they couldn't go to school with prayer. I don't know, it's crazy. Michigan State didn't accept prayer. It was the weirdest thing. I'm like, Michigan State, we're a praying family. They're like, good, pray for $50,000 a year, each one of them. You're gonna have to pray, each one of them get 50 grand, because that's how much it's gonna cost. Right, so then I put my kids through school, and then there are other kids who are great students who need to go to schools, but their parents didn't do what they were supposed to do financially, so now I gotta put them in school. So now there's 20 kids last year I took to the Super Bowl. It cost me $200,000 to take all those kids to the Super Bowl. I put them in the best hotel in San Diego. I took them on the bus back and forth to LA every day. I took them to the Super Bowl experience, 200 grand. Now it's another group, I'm taking the same kids to Dubai. It's gonna cost me another 200 grand. I said, God, I'm sorry. I need to be a billionaire. I'm sorry, I need to be a billionaire. I didn't know it was gonna cost this much. Oh, come on, I'm talking to somebody. The reason you don't have money is because you don't even know why you need money. I need you to figure out why you need it. You're gonna get the car. If you are a part of this organization, you are at this conference driven, you're gonna get the dream car. You're gonna get the house. I want you to get the money that you can help other people do that. So number one, what's the desired outcome? How many people you just didn't have a number to put down? You just like, I can't even put a number down. Let me see your hand. You couldn't put a number down. How many of you could put a number down? Let me see your hand. All right, so we got to start here. It's a desire. Every desire you have, it comes from within. And if there's a desire that comes from within, it means you have the ability to do it. You wouldn't think of it if you couldn't do it. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, make some noise. You couldn't think of something you couldn't do. Come on, make some noise. All right, I wanted to jump down, but I don't know if the camera guy, he's so close, he may not be able to film it. All right, number two, what desires do you have in terms of your fitness? All right, now this is important, right? I'm not telling you to be buff. I'm not talking about being buff. What I'm telling you is you need to be at a certain level in terms of your health to be able to make it become a reality. What if you got, again, everybody knew how much money you wrote down. Let me see your hands real quick. Let me see your hands. Okay, good. What if you had that money but you had stage 4 cancer and they gave you 4 months to live? You couldn't do anything with the what? You couldn't do anything with the money. So I need you to decide, like health-wise, where do you need to be? What's your outcome for your health? I'm not saying you got to lift weights. I'm not saying you got to be a bodybuilder. All right, so here's my fitness goals. When I go to the hospital, I want my blood work to be good. So when I go to the hospital, I just want them to say, you don't have a diabetes, you don't have high blood pressure, your blood was clean. Does that make sense? So I don't know what your goal is, right? So I walk pretty much every day. I don't do a lot of nothing else. I don't lift weights. I don't really do push-ups, but I walk. Because I noticed the old people walk, and they still like 80, 90 walking in the mall. So I was like, look like walking work. You know what I'm saying? They don't look buff. But they in the mall walking at 80 and killing me. I can't even keep up with them. I'm like, what kind of walking is that? I can't keep up with them. They doing it for about an hour, and there's 10 of them walking and talking, and they like, hey, young man, they done passed me twice in the mall. I'm like, that's what I want to be. I don't want to just be buff. I want to be able to be. So what's your fitness goal? Write that down. You want to be 90. You want to die at 100. You want to be walking when you die. You want to drive. My grandmother died. She was almost 93. She was 92. Couple days left. She would have been 93. Lived by herself. Still had her driver's license. Independent. What do you want? All right, I'm going somewhere, but we got to get here first. I'm going somewhere. All right, family. What do you want for your family? What do you want your family to be like? I'm in a position, just bought the house next door to my house in Michigan, so when my family comes, they have somewhere to go. What's your desire for your family? What do you want as your family? Write that down. What's your desire? Come on. We're getting somewhere. What about your faith? What do you desire to do? Like, I'm not really, I wake up every morning, 3 o'clock, first hour of my day, I dedicate it to my walk and talk with God. What's your faith? I'm not suggesting a particular one for you. I'm not telling you what to do, but if you have a faith, what is it, and how healthy do you want it to be? It's your desired outcome. What kind of fun do you want to have? I just go to Dubai for fun. Anytime I want to have fun, I just go to Dubai. That's my spot for fun. That's just my spot. And then there's a spot, Escarit in Mexico. That's another spot that I like to go to. But those are my two spots when I want to go close, Mexico. When I want to go far, Dubai. Like when I don't want my phone to work, I go to Dubai. When I don't want to be on the same time zone as everybody else, I go to Dubai to get away. All right, so before we go to the next one, all right, I just need you to know, like, you may not have it all now, but when you leave, I need you to know what you desire. Why? Because this is the thing that's going to wake you up, and this is the thing that's going to make you go. So I'm putting kids through college, Super Bowl, Dubai, right? So every day when I wake up, y'all, I'm driven. And most of you are not driven, and you're not driven because you don't have an engine. You don't got an engine. That's not, the only way you stay driven is that you know what you want. You wake up every single day and you go for it. The people who are not driven, they wake up and they clueless. The people who wake up and they don't know exactly what they want to do, they clueless. The people that are not clear on their life goals, the people that are not clear in every these areas, they wake up and they wake up whenever they want to, and they wake up sad and they wake up depressed. Why? Because either they don't know what they want or they got this stuff all out of order. Does that make sense? So one of the things we want to do is we want to write it down. We want to put it in the right order. Money does not come first for me. I only need money to house and to take care of all the goals that I have. Does that make sense? Come on. Does that make sense? I only need money to take care of my family. Does that make sense? I only need money because I got to buy a treadmill. I've got a treadmill. I've got an elliptical. I've got a Peloton bike. I only need money because I got to buy all that stuff. I only need money because I need the best water that money can buy. I only need money because I want to make sure I have the right health insurance. I only need money because I got to have a house in San Diego because my wife has MS and she can't get vitamin D in Michigan after November. I only need money because I need to be on the hill. I only need money because I need to be in a private. See, a lot of us don't have money because we're not driven. And what happens is when you know what you want, when you understand what you're after, when you know what your outcomes are, when you know what you desire, you wake up every single morning and you go after it. Come on, you go after it. People look at those of us who are successful like we superhuman. We're not. We're normal people like you with problems just like you. The only difference is we wake up with clarity. We wake up knowing exactly what we want. We wake up knowing exactly what our purpose is. We wake up every day knowing what we're supposed to do. I woke up this morning knowing I had to be driven. I woke up this morning knowing I had somewhere to go. I got a plane ride back to Detroit after this, right? LAX. Then tomorrow, I'm in Topeka, Kansas. The next day, I'm with Kansas State University basketball team. I wake up every single day. I know what I got to do. I know where I got to be. I know what my gift is. I know what my purpose is. And I just need money to house all this.
We can go fast alone, but we can go further together. You can do a lot by yourself, but you can go so much further. And there was a time in history that Malcolm and Martin was about to be on that, flat out. Like, you ever done your research? Like, they were close to coming together, and that would have been a phenomenal, bad union if those two brothers could have come together. The final one was the larger purpose. Yeah. And so I wrote this book, and I said, God, please, if you can help me get close to 1 million sales. Why? Because the more money I make, the more kids going to college, right? And Candace is here. She's in the back. She used to work, was one of my students when I was at Michigan State grad assistants. And she went to college, east side of Detroit. She went to college because of Bill Gates. She came on the Bill Gates Millennium Scholarship and the Steve Smith Scholarship. Again, she was at Michigan State. And I remember saying to myself, like, yo, that's crazy. Bill Gates ain't even been to Detroit. Like, my man ain't from the west side, he ain't from the south side. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't from the east side, I'm from Chicago. He ain't never been to the south or the west. But my man has made a decision, and he's done so well for himself that he paying for any kid. I was like, God, I love my man to life, but ain't no way he should be able to do what I should be doing for my community. So bless me, every business I touch, let it blow up so I can be a blessing to my people. So the last one is a larger purpose other than Jalen, who I love, my son, a larger purpose than Dee Dee, my wife, who I love, a larger purpose than Jada, my daughter, who I love, a larger purpose than my mama, who I love. And every day I'm getting on YouTube, 3 a.m. I'm putting a message out, 12 o'clock noon I'm putting a message out, 5 o'clock I'm putting a message out. I ain't asking for no money, but I know the larger picture. You got cats like Meek said, E, when I was in jail, I was listening to your stuff. Wallow was like, E, when I was in jail, I was listening to your stuff. And I didn't know Meek before. I didn't know he was listening. Wallow, I didn't know he was listening, but I just put that stuff out and put that stuff out and put that stuff out because I realized it's a purpose bigger than Eric Thomas. And when I leave this earth, I want to leave my stuff behind that even when I'm gone, my stuff will still be penetrating in school, still penetrating in colleges, still penetrating in prisons. And so we have a larger purpose to get to. Now listen to me before we get out of here. You can't guarantee the outcomes, but you can guarantee the amount of soul you put in something. Right? I tell people all the time, I promise you I'm not the best. I'm a high school dropout. I got a crazy start, but everything I put my hand in, I put soul into it. Everything I do it. It's something said, whatever your hand find to do with all your might. Whatever your hand find to do with all your might. And if you are faithful over few, I'll make you rule over many. I read something that said, find a man that's diligent at his work, and he shall stand before kings and queens and not mean men. That thing is real. All right, let's go to the last one. I'm gonna let y'all get out of here. All right, take ownership. 5 steps of taking ownership. All right, and I wish my young folks was here because I'm sure many of you in the room, you way beyond this. But again, that's who they told me I was going to be talking to, so take this back to them. Number 1, let's let our young people know we got to stop playing the blame game. All right? We got to take full ownership. And the day my life changed, listen to me, I didn't get no taller. I did get a little wider, right? I ain't get no taller. I ain't get no new voice. Like, I didn't get a new set of parents. Like, you know, my life didn't start all over again in a new city. Like, I didn't get no new resources. Matter of fact, me and CJ, we started this thing in 2006. We have never had a sponsor, y'all. Like, Nike ain't never ran up on us and was like, yo, we see all the work you doing in the hood. We gonna bless you. Under Armour ain't never come to us. We ain't never had a water company. We ain't had nobody. But we took ownership of, yo, we about to go buy the best camera we could buy. We about to get the best mic we can buy. We about to get whatever software, editing software we could get, and we putting videos up every single day. Listen to me, I'm talking about McDonald's ain't hit us up, Five Guys ain't hit us up, and we never played the blame game. We never was like, yo, cats be coming to us, E, bro, I'll be listening to your stuff. I made $10 million last year because of you. I ain't never go, bro, you made 10, can you bless? I ain't never asked nobody for nothing. We took full ownership. We said, boom, we got Twitter. Boom, we got Instagram. Boom, we got TikTok. Boom, we got YouTube. Listen to me, when I took those kids to the Super Bowl, I didn't call nobody that I know and say, hey, bro, can you give us $5, $10? When we wrote the book, we ain't called nobody. We took full ownership. We said the Lord has blessed us to be in a time where it's not slavery. We have opportunities in this country, and we're going to wake up every single day and we're going to grind. I want y'all to tell the young people they got an opportunity of a lifetime, but it does not matter if you don't take full ownership. I'm talking about all of it. I don't want nothing from my father. I don't want nothing from my mom. As a matter of fact, I bless my mom, and in the summer, she stay in California, Florida. I don't need nothing from my mom. I don't need an apology from my father. I don't need nothing. I'm taking full ownership. But the day I was when I was homeless and I was living in abandoned buildings, I was blaming folk. Oh, the Detroit public school system. Oh, the police officer. Why my man pulled me and my boy over at 3 o'clock in the morning and take us to jail? Why? How he know we had a stolen car? How my man know my boy had bricks? They prejudice. God was like, ain't nobody prejudiced, son. Here's the deal. Your mama don't know the police officer. The police officer don't know the counselor that kicked you out of school. Don't nobody know nobody but one person. That's Eric Thomas. And I was like, yep, got to take full ownership, make excellence an expectation. So now what I do, again, all my stuff is free. 90% of the stuff that I do is free. The only way I make my money is a couple corporations call me from time to time, right, and they pay me, right? So what did I do? I noticed Jackie Robinson. I'm like, man, how did he get into the league as the only black? Excellence. Man, how Martin Luther King get in front of the world? Excellence. Man, how Rosa Parks? Excellence. And I start realizing, like, yo, you can get beyond racism. You can get beyond having ADHD. You can get beyond having some academic challenges. Yo, you can get beyond your daddy ain't in your life. You can get beyond your grandma had 14 kids on the south side of Chicago. You abject poverty. Like, you can get past a lot of stuff if you operate at excellence. Like, you can get a lot of people to notice you when you excellent. CJ, you got to help me with this. How much was our first gig, C, when we first started doing the school district? How much did they pay us? $100 out the vending machine. Excellence at everything we do. What they paying me now an hour to speak, see? We was getting $100 from the vending machine. We never quit, we never gave up, we never said like, yo, as a matter of fact, the when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe speech was already out and I couldn't get an opportunity. One of the best speeches ever done, I couldn't get opportunity. I didn't cry, I didn't say woe is me. I just was like, yo, see, we ain't doing something. We got to go harder. We got to go faster. We got to go stronger. We got to put out more content. We got to get to a spirit of excellence. So tell these young people they got an opportunity of a lifetime. Don't touch it with average, because we ain't average. Don't touch it with good, because we ain't good. That ain't in our DNA. Martin Luther King wasn't, Frederick wasn't, Nat Turner wasn't, Sojourner wasn't, Booker T wasn't, Du Bois wasn't. None of them were average. Fannie Lou Hamer, none of them were average. None of the Medgar Evers, none of them were average. They were all great. And because of their greatness, we all get to sit here. We're all on their shoulders because they were great. Tell these young people, don't touch it if you're going to be average. Get out the league if you're going to be good. Only show up great, because when great and excellent is the expectation, we're able to do something for our people that can never be done.